Welcome to the first ever episode of the Hyper Mike podcast. I'm Hyper,
And I'm Mike.
and this is the first episode of our new podcast. And today we will be discussing this semi-new game called Aglet. Now, I personally have been playing for around a month, and I absolutely love the community. I honestly think the community is what's kept me around in the game, but it's a really good game for sneakerheads to play and to have a lot of fun on. What would you say, Mike, about Aglet?
I think it's actually a really fun game. Like you said, the community definitely is something that is a big feature,
Yeah,
a big
100%.
focus point. Um, it's very good for getting you outside, getting you walking. It's got the Pokemon Go type of feel where when you walk, you get rewarded for it. There's the
Yeah.
treasure boxes. There's the dead stock stations. There's like repairing everything. So it gives you an incentive to get in shape while having fun. Especially for the sneakerheads, it's a fun app for that. On top of that, though, we do have an article here that talks about Aglet and how it raised $4.5 million
The start
mobile
of
game.
Yeah.
You can expand on that.
The fact that they raised this much money kind of showed their dedication.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the fact that they got investors like it says they've got participation from existing investors who the notable angles would be like Matt Misnieks, who is the somebody that works for Niantic Labs, Nate Mitchell, who's from Oculus, and Greg Castle, who's from Anorak. I think personally, they've got some big hitters there.
Support. Yeah, some support on their team.
They definitely got some big hitters.
So the CEO Ryan Mullins is actually put a big part on the gaming scene for sneakerheads. It's a pretty exclusive field at the moment. There's no other experiences like it. And what he said in his article was that it's the metaverse for commerce or e-commerce, if you will. And it's because it's like playing a game without actually having to spend any IRL money. And to extend on to that, you don't actually have to spend any IRL money. Me personally, I haven't spent anything on it. Hyper, that's another story. But personally,
time, right?
I'm moving up. Yeah, I'm moving up. I'm moving up the ranks, and I haven't spent a dime. So that's another fun twist onto it. And as we were saying before, the community is the way to go.
Yeah, honestly, we were talking about this before, but I honestly think that if the community wasn't what it was, and they didn't have a Discord, I don't think I would have kept the game. Just for the fact that it's more of a game where you collect these shoes to brag to your friends or brag to the people in the community to show them that you're richer or you're getting. It's not tangible. It's not like you can. It's like an NFT. Owning these shoes is like owning your little NFTs in a sense.
It's your inventory. It's your tangible inventory.
It's your non-tangible inventory. So it's like these are tokens of your, your collection that you have, and nobody else has that specific shoe, that specific number. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so if this game grows and people want these OG shoes that you have in 1 of 50, 2 of 50, 3 of 50, you know what I mean, form, and they want that specific number and that shoe from that point in time, there is no duplication of that shoe in this game.
It's all you.
It is yours. You own it. It's not even like people can make the joke like, "Oh, I screenshotted it." Because if they download the game, you have to have that shoe to be able to say, "I own it."
Right.
Yeah.
And as we were saying before, to add on top of that, Mullins himself, the co-founder of Aglet, is a self-described sneakerhead. According to this article, he owns over 400 pairs of sneakers, which is insane. And he's been collecting he's really active in the culture of sneakers and streetwear. So I think that definitely played a part on him.
Yeah, I think he's probably someone who grew up maybe not being able to buy as many shoes. I haven't read a lot into him, but I think it definitely would probably be my reason to start a game like this. If you couldn't have that as a young kid and all of this technology updates that have happened over the past couple of years, the past 10 years, past 20 years, putting into this app.
And like you were saying before, you really do feel like you own these. This is exclusive to you.
Yeah,
it's your thing. Nobody else has it. I mean, there's like the one of ones, the one of 100, one of 1,000. But you feel like you're personally, like you're a part of this. This is you. This is, Hyper cannot get this shoe if nobody's selling it. If it's not on the market, it
No,
is
yeah,
not a shoe that he can get. And
100%.
the
I
same
think.
same way, if it's a one of three and I own all three shoes, I control the market. If Hyper
Mhm.
wants my shoes bad enough, he has to pay what I want, and that's that's the way to go. That's a
You
strategy.
create the market for your own shoe. That's why I like that's honestly why I like the idea. So if this really does blow up, it says that they have 100,000 users with 35K active from this. I really don't I believe that they might have 100K users. You can kind of support me on this, Mike,
It depends on
if
the
you're with
time.
me.
If maybe this article is a
Maybe
little
they
too
have
old.
these numbers, but
Personally, I don't think they have 35,000 active players at this moment on this date, January 1st, 2022. Not exactly sure, but if they do,
I
good for
think,
them.
yeah, I do think that there probably is 100,000 people who have this app downloaded.
Yeah,
I
I agree with
I
that. I
would
agree with
believe
that.
that
I don't know if
maybe
there's
more at this
consecutive
point.
that many consecutive users, but
No,
also
that's
it says that it's accumulated over 8.4 billion steps, which is great. 4.3 million miles walked. Imagine how much that's done for everybody. Even if it's a mile here, a mile there. When you walk a mile, it's for your health, right? So, that's a good thing. Their their biggest top
yeah,
selling
okay.
brand is uh
This
is their own actual brand on their app. It's called the Aglet sneakers. Aglet, like the brand, like Nike. And to talk about that Nike thing, that's a whole nother thing. I guess they had some
yeah, there's a
legal
little bit of
difficulty with Nike.
yeah, a little bit of legal issues with Nike. I guess they
Not sure.
can't sell the shoes anymore in the game, so that's sad.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get that
So
resolved. But I do see that this article was written on December 8th, 2020. So I
okay,
do believe maybe there's around because they've done a lot of TikTok advertisements, not a lot of content creation thing. That could be our segue into this next topic of Aglet
content
and
creation.
content
Yep.
creation.
Yep. Their
But
questionable
my
approach.
last thing to state on this thing on this article, I do believe maybe they have around 150K at this point since we're two
I believe that. No, I believe that.
a
I think
year
they
past.
might have hit milestones that I'm not even sure about. I
Yeah,
don't
we're a
think that
little over a year from when this
they've
article was
definitely
written.
not peaked since, or they may have hit their peak now, but they are not at the maximum capabilities of where they can be. This app
No,
is,
because
like
I
we
do
said, it's
really
a great
think that
app
these
and
crypto.
it has so much potential.
Oh
As well
yeah,
as there's two segues we can go with here. You also have the sneaker drops, like the real sneaker drops in real life. So you can build like a economy on the game, build your own like I guess empire, reselling shoes, wearing shoes and walking, making a bunch of money. And then when they do the drops, you can buy shoes with the money that you had made from walking or reselling, virtual shoes. So it does
yeah.
have some enticing.
Well, on the IRL part for purchasing IRL shoes, you know what I mean, Mike.
Yeah.
They do the drops for the gold aglet option, which is
Hmm.
something that you could purchase with your real money. So what they do basically is they'll drop these shoes. And if we're doing this on YouTube, we might insert a picture here. I'm not sure what we're gonna do.
Sure, we'll put a picture.
We can insert a picture of the first drop. When they drop these shoes, they have GA prices on them, and there's only a couple in existence. So if it's
Right.
five, like the Yeezy Quantums they dropped, I bought a pair resell, not the actual IRL shoe, but the in-game shoe because of how rare it is.
Right.
And the other person who originally bought them obviously has the IRL shoe. But I
Right.
bought the in-game shoe for less than what the retail was originally, but for almost 2000 GA, which is
Wow.
like which is
40. No,
it's
yeah, $30.
like 100. No,
Oh wait,
2000 GA. It's
oh
like
sorry,
hundred
sorry,
and
sorry, sorry, sorry.
fifty
I got
because
confused.
1,300 GA they sell for $100. So if you wanted to buy that shoe, you would have paid probably $250.
Yeah,
We'll
in
say that.
game,
We'll estimate.
because that's what the
We
value
might
is.
put the
And
real number on the screen,
I
but
gotta even put a new thing out there. As of today, there was a record set on Aglet, which makes it. I mean, it
yeah,
shows
we'll
it's
insert a
still a
picture of
growing
this shoe
game.
too.
Yeah, this shoe sold for 5 million something. Regular
Regular
Aglet,
Aglet.
yeah, but that's still
RA is what the community
that's
calls
still
it.
like thousands of US
That
dollars.
yeah,
Um,
if you were to
it's insane.
convert that, I think I'll post. I'll send Mike to edit this in. I'll send you the actual amount in GA this shoe would cost right now.
Right.
Like, for the only person selling it in the world, or I guess you could say the
Yeah,
Aglet
it's a
world,
one of three.
but
It's a one of
it's
three,
no, no,
but
no, but the person who purchased the one today for 5.1 million is never gonna sell it again.
no, no,
He
those will just
he
sit in
that's his
inventory.
grails.
Yep.
That is his grail. He never wants to sell that again. I personally talked to him, Nicotine. We might be able to get him on an episode possibly to
With
give us a little bit of a rundown on how the hell, you
that
know,
happened. Yeah.
yeah, how that went down, how that conversation went, and how he's built his empire personally to get a little bit more of a, what I mean, a talk on that. But I know from firsthand source that he will never sell those, and the only other person in the world with these shoes wants 12,000 gold aglet for them.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a lot of
12,000 GA.
yeah, and we
Here,
can get the conversion for that.
yeah,
If you
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
sure, sure,
Oh,
sure.
yep.
And I'll continue
Here we
on.
go.
What we were gonna say about before, we had two segues. Oh, their social media, what's the word? Their stance on social media, on advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, it's questionable. I'm gonna be honest. They're really not interested in hiring advertisers or influencers or anybody who would like to promote the game. I guess that's not their
Well, okay,
strategy.
maybe because I haven't done too much. Obviously, I DM'd the Discord runners and some stuff like that, some mods I've talked to about this whole situation. 10 million users
Just right,
in
right.
2025.
That's a steal. That's a
This
steal.
one shoe in existence going for $1,000. If you think of it as an NFT, which is where the aglet, you know what I mean?
It'll quadruple 10
It's
times, a
That's
hundred
what I'm saying.
times.
If
The
if you
value
think
will
about it,
spike.
in the sense that Aglet wants you to think about these shoes, in the sense that Ryan Mullen, the CEO of Aglet, wants you to think about these shoes. That's crazy cheap because he
Yeah.
wants you to think about it as an NFT, which is NFTs are worldwide. If you know what they are,
And in the long run
you
too, it's an investment. I mean, it really is. If the game grows like how they hope and how we hope and how it should grow, the game will
yeah, because
expand and you'll get more users. More people will be paying for Golden Aguilet, and that you can resell it. And maybe even at a point they could add a feature to where you can convert Gold Aguilet to real money, kind of how
I
they
think
have
them
it.
not allowing, or not, well, they allow it if you want to do it with your friends to, you know what I mean, sell them your GA
Yeah,
for their RA. You're allowed
right.
to do that at this time. You can just, sell a shoe to them for GA, buy their shoe for RA, something like that. That's how
Yep.
I've done a couple of those recently just to like get my GA up a little bit or get my RA up a little bit. But if you're gonna do that, it's risky because if they make a drop in the shop, that's one of like a 3 of 3. Like there's 3 shoes. Or I guess you'd say 1 of 3. But if
But yeah,
there's a shoe that there's only 3 in existence and you want that shoe for GA and you just converted all of your, you know what I mean, your money into RA, you really
yep.
gotta watch out for that.
You got to be careful. Make sure it's
But
something you really want to invest your money in. But with the influencer thing, let's not go too far off track with the influencers
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. So
Um,
this influencer thing.
the
Honestly,
approach is
I don't
questionable.
get it because if you think about it, social media in 2021 to 2022, I guess now we have to say 2022,
Yeah.
it, it's the most important advertisement base you can do.
Yep.
You're
It's
not
the
you're not
best.
walking around your town putting flyers up anymore saying go download this sneakerhead app
Right.
right now.
Absolutely.
You're going on social media, hiring a creator who has 1 million followers, and you know what I mean,
You're
making them
getting them to advertise it.
post
Absolutely. And they
exactly.
kind of have that approach to a descent, whatever.
Ex
Ex-
yeah, to an
extent.
to an
Thank you.
extent.
And where if you go on TikTok and you scroll and you have the right niche, you're probably going to get an advertisement that says, "Hey, you should play this, whatever." And there's a little, maybe whoever,
Yeah, a
and
little
they just talk
30-second
about it. Yeah, it's
advertisement, which
a
I've
little
done
snip,
some.
and
We could
that's
probably
how
insert
I
one
found the
here.
game actually. Yeah, exactly. And that's how I find the game actually. And I mean, it works, I guess, but it's only so effective at that point. It's random advertising. It's expensive, and there's no actual creator behind it. No familiar
No.
face, right? Like if Charlie D'Amelio or somebody massive, like typical gamer or something like that, put Agulate in their description or they made a video about it, it's gonna explode. It
Uh-huh.
really will.
Oh,
But
yeah, and
with like an advertisement thing, they're not gonna advertise TikTok. has algorithms and niches and everything, and they know that some girl that's into unicorns and rainbows probably isn't that interested in a sneaker app. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
that's where
So
you're kind of limited.
coming from the Aglet point of view, or from the Aglet profiles on the social medias, they're really not. They don't have the following or the viewer base or
They
the
should.
likes or the views or the everything that they should have to get their content out there. And those are the pages that they're trying to create these TikTok advertisements on. You have to understand that even with the TikTok ads that you can run, you pay TikTok to like run your ad a little bit,
Right, right,
push it
right.
out there. It's not getting seen by everyone. It's they're posting it to the
It's
people they think will
algorithms.
like it.
Yeah, and if they don't
So
like it, well, then you're cut off a
exactly,
lot of your audience.
exactly. When you go
So
and hire a creator that does sneaker content, but also makes like maybe a gaming video every once in a while, or Twitch streams, or something, mainstream like that, that's where you're gonna, gain the most viewers, gain the most followers, gain the most new, you know what I mean, community members, because it's more diverse. You'll diversify your community a little more,
right,
and gain the people who never would have thought they'd try your app to maybe give it a shot.
right. And I think we could segue into something like maybe marketplace, like how the prices are going right now. We can find some popular shoes, and then we could tell you what the values are at this day, at this time. And if you're listening to this, a week later, and you see it for half the price, then maybe it's something worth picking up. So definitely leave some suggestions on what shoes you want to hear about. Like that's
Yeah,
going
like
on in the market.
a little bit of a marketplace rundown or something for
Right.
you
So
guys.
we can give you like a statistic of how, whether or not it's going up or down. You
Maybe
could
even a top 10 shoe, like a top
right,
10
right, right, right.
shoe
And
tier
marketplace
list.
steals. If we see anything crazy, we'll pick it up and then we'll let you guys know. Other than
Or
that,
send us clips on Instagram, send us
yeah,
pictures on Instagram. I do have one more topic that I want to talk about
please, please.
if you want to go into one more before we end this.
Sure.
This one could be a little bit of a longer one.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about the Aglet Discord community for a minute.
Okay. There's a lot to talk about there.
Right now, it's really a community for people to chat about the game and talk to each other in like a friendly sense. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
I
absolutely. Yeah.
I really think that it could evolve, and the actual game Aglet could evolve in more of a way where you can add friends and make deals and stuff and trade
Mhm. Yep.
personally without having to try to get snipes and stuff.
Maybe
But I think
Discord to game integration where like, if
yeah,
you're a
like
certain
you
rank in the
could.
Discord, it integrates into the game or vice versa. If you're like a level 700 in the game or like a dawn score of 700, it'll integrate
Mhm.
that
Well,
also
yeah,
into
there is
Discord.
something they have doing that, but I mean
It's
more of in a
similar,
sense
but
like you get more of a say in Discord,
right, and
or
Discord has more features. Right now it's very limited. It's just basically a
yeah,
chatting
yes,
platform.
yes,
But it'd be
yes.
great for finding like you could find stuff on the marketplace, but if
There's
someone lists that
auctions and
shoe for half
stuff,
the price it
but
should be, it's gonna get
mhm,
taken before you can get your hands on it. Like I said, there's not I don't think there's 100,000 or 35,000 consecutive players, but there's enough to where if you post something at a good price, it's gonna get picked up. It doesn't matter what hour of the night, what time it is, what day it is. If it's a good
mhm,
price, someone's gonna take it. So even if it's Hyper wants to give Mike a pair of shoes for whatever because they look cool and
they're
he
gonna get
wants them.
sniped. Gonna get sniped.
They're gonna get taken before I can get them.
Exactly.
So and there's really nothing you could do about it. It sucks, but it is what it is. So I definitely would like to see more features come with Discord and integration, especially with the game. There's a lot of good suggestions that they could definitely take into account. I think there's a lot, like I said, a lot of good suggestions in the Discord server. You can look at game. It's hashtag game feedback. That's the server name. I'll read you off a couple. It'd be good if you could see players like personal stores. Like if I looked up, Hyper,
Personal, yeah.
you could
Well,
find like all the stuff that he has
that's
listed
one of the main things that I was thinking. Are you saying for Aglet or for Discord to
for Aglet or
in
Discord.
the
They
game?
have
That's
their own
exactly
little
what I was
store.
saying.
Yes,
You could have
exactly.
your own, obviously have your listings, but if you got a link that you could post in like a section of the Discord, maybe marketplace or something, that you could post into there, or like personal shops or like something like that,
Right.
then you could send them a link to your whole store, your whole personal store,
Everything that you have.
and they
Or
could
like your
scroll
inventory. Yeah, your
exactly.
inventory. Yeah, they can see your inventory. That'd be very cool.
Even if they could
Um,
see your image, well, that would be a great. That's another great thing I'd like to talk about in this whole rant. I think that they should add a shelf feature where obviously you can see the person's Don score, but if you click on their profile, you should
see all their
first of all, the whole base to create all this, they need to have a part where you can search people's names, kind of like you can search on
yes.
TikTok or
Right now, you
Instagram,
can't look up
or
anybody's account, which is
yeah, you
really
need to be able to look up
questionable.
someone's account. You need to be able to search it, type it in, find their account, then you should be able to click on it and see their shoes, or maybe even just the top 10. Maybe they
Right.
could put their top 10 shoes in there so
Top
you don't have to.
3, anything.
Top three, we just want something. Number one
Yeah.
shoe.
Your
Like
favorite shoes,
the
whatever. Yeah,
avatar was
exactly.
the avatar edition. We'll post some pictures. We'll put a picture up of me and Mike's avatar right now, just so you guys can see what they are. But I mean,
It's
if
not
they
much.
if they
They do.
added a
There's
thing,
no purpose because you can't even look at
no,
each other's avatar at this
no,
point. I mean, there's really
it's
no
just to
purpose
show
of
off
even
your Don
having one.
score and your closing
Right.
no more. But you
Right.
can't customize it like with RA or GA right now. It's literally just you have it. Cool. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And then another cool thing I think would be if you could, like a feature for the game would be like a buy it now price, like how they have it now, where if you go on Marketplace, here, I'll give you an example. I'll look at Marketplace right now. So I'm going to refresh. So I see some Aglet One Sprint Christmas crackers. They're pretty much Hirachis, but like of Christmas. And they're going from 14 to 80. Regular Aglet, and that's 28.74 of 10,000. It would be cool if you could, instead of buy for 14 to 80, good grief, you could make an offer to this person, and then they could see all their offers listed. You know what I mean, for the shoe. Like if they go to their listings and click on the shoe, they can see, Mike offered 13.9, and then Hyper offered 12.50. Whatever. I think that would be another really cool feature to add to the game.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool too. I think maybe the last topic I wanted to say here, maybe a little bit more of the social media part, because we
Go
didn't
ahead.
really go too into it. I do have a couple more things to say on that. Like personally, me and Mike are both social media creators who on TikTok average more likes. Actually, personally, I do. I don't know if Mike does right now because he hasn't posted any Aglet content. But if you guys want to go check out my obviously we'll put it in the description of this video. We'll put my TikTok and the YouTube channel that we're gonna post this on, everything. We'll put my TikTok in the description and Mike's TikTok if he wants to include it. But we make TikTok content. I personally think I do average more followers and consistent people to come back to my TikToks than the actual Aglet TikTok itself. But this is what I was going to say. There's no way for me to apply for a role that I could advertise my content through the Aglet server. Because for the one person who does advertise their content on the Aglet server, King Nile, who's the main creator, he's part of Team Aglet now. He gets more, you know what I mean? He gets more
views.
Views. He gets more views.
Well, because everybody in the Discord.
Because everybody in the Discord sees it. You know what I mean?
Right. I can definitely agree with that topic. I think that there's a lot of missed potential, especially for free advertising for them. If somebody has their criteria 1,000 followers, consecutive 200 plus views, 50 plus likes, whatever, just for example, that's free advertising. You know what I mean? So I don't see why you wouldn't go with that. Or even like this right here, our podcast, that's another way of advertising for them. We get no benefit out of this, so it is what it is. But I think we covered everything for this one. Do you have anything else?
Honestly, I think that was a great episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll be talking maybe a little bit more about Aglet. We might do an Aglet section for each episode just to say what's new.
Could. I think we definitely could.
I think we definitely could. New Year's drop coming tomorrow. It should be at 12 p.m. New York time, which is Eastern Standard. So it should be good. We'll definitely make another episode tomorrow. We'll probably try to record a couple every day or something, maybe one every day, but we won't be posting them every day, if you know what I mean.
Well, this was great. Shout out to everyone that listens.
Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
See you on the next one. Yeah, see you on the next one.
Yeah.